John Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, is a previous individual from a tip-top U.S. Armed Force Exceptional Powers unit and was granted the honorable decoration for his administration in the Vietnam battle, in which he was likewise a wartime captive (POW). The film starts 10 years after Rambo left the conflict, in the American Northwest, in 1980. Rambo is looking for one of his companions from his unit, Delmar Berry. Rambo before long gains from Delmar's mom that he has kicked the bucket a couple of months sooner from malignant growth, because of napalm openness. Albeit not yet uncovered to the crowd, Rambo realizes he is presently the last enduring individual from his unit. He leaves the image of his unit with Barry's mom and leaves, clearly disheartened. The scene blurs to Rambo entering the modest community of Trust, Washington State by walking, searching for a dinner and potentially a lodging to go through the evening. With his longish hair and military-style coat, he is immediately spotted by the town's enthusiastic and suspicious Sheriff Will Teasel, Brian Dennehy, who rapidly drives Rambo away, noticing serious areas of strength for him force strays. An insubordinate Rambo makes a beeline for town right away, to the disappointment of Teasel, who captures him for vagrancy and for conveying a huge battle blade as a covered weapon. Rambo perseveres against the officials at the station and is abused and bugged by workmanship Galt, Jack Starrett, the sheriff's brutal head appointee and dearest companion. Rambo is requested to strip and Galt and his agents, Ward, Chris Mulkey, and Mitch, David Caruso, are bewildered to see his chest and back are covered with horrendous scars. Galt violently hits Rambo in the lower back with his police cudgel without incitement. A third official showers him with a fire hose to tidy him up. At the point when they endeavor to dry shave him with a straight razor in anticipation of his court appearance, Rambo has a flashback to being tormented in a North Vietnamese POW camp and lets completely go, naturally utilizing his tactical preparation to beat Galt and his confidants. He battles right out of the station, recovering his huge blade. He attacks a few additional officials, pulls a regular citizen off a bike, takes it, and is sought after into the close by mountains. Teasel pursues him into the wild yet closes the pursuit when his vehicle topples. Further up the mountain, Rambo spills the cycle he took and runs up past the tree line. He tracks down an old sheet of material and some wire, making a tunic for himself. He adventures further up the mountain, into the timberland. The representatives are ultimately compelled to look for Rambo by walking and he moves down onto a precarious bluff to escape catch. In the wake of spotting Rambo from a helicopter, Galt unmitigatedly ignores system and endeavors to shoot him without a second thought. Rambo drops off the precipice into a mass of trees and cornered, tosses a stone at the helicopter justifiably. The helicopter, struck by the stone tossed by Rambo and because of solid updrafting, pitches, making Galt tumble to his demise. Teasel, who didn't see Galt's endeavor to kill Rambo, promises to vindicate his companion's passing. Subsequent to keeping an eye on a profound cut in his upper arm, Rambo endeavors to give up. He's shot at by Teasel's men and retreats into the forest. Teasel drives his delegates on a manhunt into the rough woods. The representatives are unpracticed and squabble, especially subsequent to learning over the radio about Rambo's battle insight, and that he's a Green Beret and a conflict legend. Rambo rapidly incapacitates the little, disrupted group utilizing non-deadly guerrilla strategies and booby traps, seriously injuring every one of the appointees and takes one delegate's walkie-talkie. In the turmoil, Rambo, wearing weighty regular cover, segregates and faces Teasel, holding his blade to the sheriff's throat and saying, "Don't push it or I'll give you a conflict you will have a hard time believing. Let it go." He cautions prior to vanishing into the forest. A headquarters is collected close to the site and the public gatekeeper is brought in. Soon after the public gatekeeper illuminates Rambo, who is tuning in on the radio he'd taken, that he is encircled by their powers. U.S. Extraordinary Powers Colonel Sam Trautman, Richard Crenna, shows up, assuming praise for preparing Rambo and let the sheriff know that Rambo has been prepared to make do in cruel conditions, and to connect with predominant numbers in battle. He is shocked to find any of the representatives still alive and cautions that it would be more secure to let Rambo proceed to find him a couple of days after the circumstance has quieted down, proposing that Rambo can be captured easily. Powered by a combination of disdain and pride, the hot-headed Teasel won't notice the guidance. Teasel permits Trautman to converse with Rambo. Trautman attempts to persuade Rambo to surrender himself. In any case, Rambo declines in his reaction, referring to his disgraceful treatment by Teasel and his men. Trautman recommends that Rambo shouldn't have retaliated so cruelly, to which Rambo states, "They drew first blood, sir." Rambo turns the radio off. When the discussion closes, Teasel's men have located Rambo's area on the mountain. Rambo is in the long run cornered by the public gatekeeper officers at the entry to a neglected mine, where he has taken asylum. The fledgling patrols fire AM-72 regulations rocket at him, falling the entry and catching him inside. They accept Rambo is dead. Unbeknownst to his followers, Rambo has gotten away into the passages of the mine. Rambo discovers some old fuel and makes an ad-libbed light. Subsequent to swimming through abdomen-profound water and fending off rodents, Rambo cunningly involves the fire of the light as a sign of wind current to track down a departure to the surface. Rambo captures a passing U.S. Armed Force M135 2.5-ton freight truck, tosses out the driver, crashes through a road obstruction and gets back to town, crashing it into a corner store. He impedes the parkway to anybody in pursuit by lighting the spilled fuel out and about, likewise annihilating the taken truck. Outfitted with AM-60 automatic weapon, Rambo then, at that point, goes on a shooting binge around as the inhabitants escape. Rambo, utilizing his involvement with guerrilla strategies, takes out power transformers, shutting down piece of the town. Rambo shoots up and obliterates an outdoor supplies shop, spilling explosive and ammo over the floor and touching off it. The strategy functions as an interruption and Rambo spots Teasel on the top of police base camp. In the wake of shooting up the structure, Rambo cautiously enters the police headquarters. Mindful of Teasel's presence on the rooftop, Rambo darts under the lookout window to attract fire as snare to uncover his careful area. Teasel promptly fires at Rambo, who noticed his situation and returns fire through the roof with the M60, harming him. Teasel falls through the lookout window onto the floor. Rambo ventures over him, ready to kill him. Before Rambo can shoot Teasel, Colonel Trautman shows up and lets him know that there is no expectation of getting away alive. Rambo, presently encompassed by the police, seethes about the revulsions of battle in Vietnam and the hardships he has confronted adjusting to non-military personnel life. He's fed up with being misjudged, and how in the military he was a conflict legend yet back in America he was unable to try and be relied upon to work, leaving vehicles. He sobs as he retells an especially grim tale about seeing his companion kicking the bucket by having his legs passed over by a booby-caught shoeshine box planted by a Viet Cong kid employable. Rambo then hands himself over to Trautman and is captured. The credits roll as he and Trautman leave the police headquarters. Thank you for visiting my channel. Subscribe for more.